Assalamualaikum everyone. This is Dramalogue, and I'm here with Sunny, and I'm Sana. We're gonna be reviewing something really different. We actually thought that we're gonna do something, a movie from Netflix, but I'm just gonna ask Sunny to say hi to you guys. Sunny, what's up?
Hi everyone. Hi Sana. Yeah, it's been good. Like we've been seeing a lot of different contents on Netflix and other channels, and we're really excited to bring those to our viewers as well. Because we do watch a lot of global content, and it's good to kind of talk about them as well time to time in our channel.
Yes. So, this movie that we're going to be discussing, I actually watched it a couple years ago, the first time, and then
Oh.
I watched it again. Well, I watched it twice the first time, and then I watched it again, like, a couple weeks ago. And so I asked Sunny to watch it.
Yeah.
So, Sunny, what do you think? So the movie is called Farha. And it is actually a joint production of Jordan and Sweden, and it is based on a true story of the Nakba. For those who don't do, um, Nakba stands for catastrophe, which happened in 1948 and then again in 1960s, where the Palestinians were expelled from their lands. So, Sunny.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that Sana brought this story or this movie to my attention. I know a lot of our viewers have actually requested Sana to review this drama, this not the drama, the film as well, right, Sana?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, it's I mean I'm surprised that it didn't I didn't see this before, but I when I was watching it at the first screen itself, it said that it premiered in Toronto Film Festival way back in
Mm-hmm.
2021 or something,
Right.
and then it has won a number of awards since then, and it was actually entered as a international in the international film category by Jordan for the Oscars in 2023.
Yes.
Um, so quite an like an influential film. So I am glad that we're talking about it today.
Yeah, and it's directed by Darren Salam. And what from what she said is that this story was actually like her grandmother's friend who traveled on foot from Palestine to Jordan. And then they were basically in the same camp where all the refugees were, and that's where she had told her story to Salam's grandmother, and then grandmother told it to her daughter, and then Salam's mom told her to Salam, and then she decided to make this movie out of from this. And then she's also written a book about this same story as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So um, this story literally, I mean, to be honest, it's about an hour and something minutes, right? Um,
Hmm.
I I I was so moved by this story and that I could only watch the first 45 minutes. I was literally feeling like I am uh, I am with Farha in that
Hmm.
situation, and I'm going through the same thing with her. That's how beautifully they have depicted the circumstances, that you as a viewer would actually feel the claustrophobia. And so Sana, why don't you give a little bit context about the story, like what is the story about?
So basically, like Farha is about this Palestinian family who is who's basically she is a 14-year-old Palestinian girl living in a village in Palestine where her family is kind of traditional. They only show a dad, and she has a best friend, and they want to go to um, they basically like she wants to go to school with her friend, with a best friend, and I think I forgot her best friend's name, but
Yeah,
she wants to go to
Farida.
school, and initially like her father refuses, but then her uncle convinces her father to go to the city for higher education. And this girl is and her father Abu, he's named Abu Farha in the movie. He's kind of like the mayor of the village, so he assumes the I don't know. So he assumes the responsibility of the entire village, and then they show that it's 1948. And the British have left, and the Zionist forces come in, and then they start ravaging through the villages to get the land basically.
Uh-huh. And then we see a situation where everybody is trying to escape from the village, and it's a pandemonium. And in that process, Farha's dad kind of you know to save Farah actually from the dire consequences, kind of locks her in a warehouse or a storeroom
Yeah,
or
it was like
something
a
like that.
storage room, and then they show
Mhm.
it in the beginning too, where like her dad is putting grains, bags of grains inside, right, for storage. It's
Yes.
just a small room, and he locks her up, and says to her, "Give that, just stay here, and then I'm gonna come back to get you." And it's kind of obvious that like he's saving her from being murdered or raped, obviously,
Mhm.
if not murdered, then.
Yeah.
Uh, so her dad doesn't return,
Right.
and that's where the movie actually starts, where like she is in this storage room. It's dark in there, no food, no water, and just the way they show everything. There's this girl, her name is this actress, her name is Karam Tahir, and
Right.
oh my gosh, she is amazing.
She's amazing. I mean, and the whole story of the film was on her shoulder, and she
Mm-hmm.
carried it beautifully.
Yeah.
Her eyes spoke so much, even before she was like sort of locked up. Like when she's like expressing her dissent, and then like when the dad refuses to send her to study in the city,
Mm-hmm.
so her dissent was in her eyes, and her displeasure at the getting married early. That was very well
Mm-hmm.
depicted. He didn't like that cousin who was a potential groom
Yes.
for
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So all of those were so beautifully portrayed by her. It was very very nice. She's done a
Yeah, and
fabulous job.
she's so young, and oh, like it's so realistic, and with minimal dialogues. Like half of the film, like she does not say a word.
Exactly, yes. A lot of her thing is like her peeping through the hole, and
That's it.
trying to figure
That's
out
it.
her confinement, like how to survive in this confined space which is
There's
dark.
hardly any dialogue. Like from the minute that she's locked up, there's she doesn't say anything.
That's correct. But that the camera work is so amazing that you, as a viewer, you actually feel that you are also confined with her in that space. And
Yeah,
how do I breathe?
you
Right?
feel claustrophobic.
You absolutely feel claustrophobic. I actually stood up. I was sitting and watching, but I stood up, and as soon as she like lighted that lamp, and I'm like, no, 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 Farah, don't do that. They're gonna catch you, because I was so scared. So it was that whole situation was so palpable, and I was feeling for her
Mhm.
till the point that she was trying to make this bed for herself with like things, but
Days
this.
underneath and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, how is she gonna sleep on that? Isn't it gonna be uncomfortable? So I was feeling those as well.
And then what I like about it is that they keep it so real that they even show like where she urinates, like and like how she does it
Mhm.
there, because obviously
Yeah.
like it's like a natural process of being
Yes,
human.
yes. And I was thinking about those. Like I was thinking, like why? First one thought that came to my mind: why did the father choose a storage room? Is that always been thought of, like would be a hiding place for them?
I guess.
um, because it had food and everything to survive. But then this part of the human survival was not thought through. Like she needs to
No.
defecate, she needs to urinate, she needs there are other
Yeah,
things.
but then I think her dad did think of it because like later on in the movie she does find a gun in there.
Yes, and then where was the ventilation coming from? Like there was this
I
only
think
a
there was
small
some
hole.
cracks and there was a small hole to peek outside, right?
Right, because in the very beginning, when he locks her in, I think he puts like planks to camouflage the door, right?
Yes.
So, because we hear him like not, hammering something, and then she could
Yes.
not budge the door open at all.
Nope.
So yeah, like, but the
And then, and then
cinematography.
cinematography was amazing, and like, and I even noticed that her fingers had dirt in there.
Yes, and the makeup was changing with every passing hour. Like her lips were getting dried up. When there was smoke inside and she was coughing, you could actually see that smoke on her face and all, with the limited light. So it was like so
It was brilliantly
realistically
shot.
done.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, and then
brilliantly
even like,
shot.
what do you think about like the olive trees outside in the beginning, where like she's sitting her with her friend
Mm,
on the
yeah, on the swing.
swing? Yeah,
Yeah, can you imagine such an idyllic situation, and in a minute it was changed,
yeah. And you
completely,
know
right?
what really I'm just thinking of it right now is that, like, it's like a coming of age story, in a brutal way, because like initially, like, she wants to get away, right? It's
Right,
like her escape from her family's traditions to go to school, become a teacher, right? And
right.
then the same way, like, and then she has to escape from this place that she's lived in like
Hmm.
forever,
Hmm. Yes.
that was a parallel that I had. And then the other, I do want to talk to you about this collaborator, like, um
Mm.
like her, they have this situation where she has this one, at one point, like, she peeks out and then she sees his family with kids, and he's called Abu Muhammad, and he has a wife, and his wife is pregnant, and then she goes into labor, and this family has taken refuge in her house, and they show that she's had a baby finally, after she goes through the labor. And then they show that the Zionist forces come in with a man who has a sack on his head, and they don't reveal his identity, but it's pretty much understood that he's Palestinian, and he's the one who's giving away people, like, information about other Palestinians who are hiding.
Hmm. Hmm. I didn't see that part of the. As I said, I only could watch
Hmm.
the first 40 minutes. So that
So
part I didn't see.
yeah. So basically, what happens is that, like, her uncle, the one who was convinced her
Mm-hmm.
father to go to school, is the same one. And then so he had, and then, like, so basically, and then afterwards, like, the army, they tell the other military people to just shoot this whole family.
Hmm.
And this collaborator is like, well, no, you had promised to me that, like, you will not hurt women and children. And I was just thinking about, like, the whole process, like, how, like, in every war there's always some collaborators who are always with the enemy, right?
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
and that
Hmm.
happens
Yeah.
because, of like any situation. It could be money, it could be, like, to save their own family,
Right.
whatever situation. So it's not like, that person's betraying you, which I guess it is, but, like, we cannot blame them for the whole, the entire situation,
Yeah.
because obviously it's like, it's the situation that they've been put in
Yeah.
is at fault, right?
Yeah. It's hard
So
to judge, right? Why they did what they
yes,
did.
and we see that in like every war
Yeah.
situation, it's the same thing.
Correct. Yes. Correct. I agree.
And so, and then, this army, like, ends up shooting the whole family, all the, um like, the kids and the parents, and then the baby's left, who was just born.
Yeah.
And the military generals, like, says that, do not even waste your bullet on this baby, and just, like, just crush him with their foot. And then we see this, like, this young army military guy, and he's like a kid, like maybe 17, 18, and, like, he gets emotional, and then he just
Mm-hmm.
leaves the baby there.
Yeah.
So
See,
we
that,
see that,
see
like,
the,
we see that human side.
yeah, yeah, and that is there in every war again, right? Like every war,
Hmm.
they have these young recruits who have to go through all this. This is what's causing PTSD in a lot of cases,
Exactly. Yep.
right? So,
PTSD, yes, and
yeah.
this is why a lot of people, like, I don't know if you've, like, from the Israeli forces, like, I don't know if there's so many that just quit,
Mm.
after they've joined the IDF.
Yeah, and you hear that from like other armies too, like our own U.S. Army. There are a lot of
Oh
people
yes, of course, yes,
who
PTSD,
have said
yes.
that they couldn't take war, like the
Mm-hmm.
brutality of the war. So it's sad, right? And me, that's why I personally couldn't go beyond that first 40 minutes. As soon as I saw those forces coming in at the doorstep, I
Mm-hmm.
figured something really bad is going to happen, and I couldn't. I don't think I can stomach that.
It
So I
wasn't it wasn't very they didn't show anything gory.
yeah. And did Farha watch the whole thing through the whole?
She watched it, but they didn't show it.
Okay. Okay.
She did watch the whole thing, and she was just traumatized, and then the baby starts crying, and she wants to get out of that, to hold the baby,
Hmm.
and she just sits by the door and she starts singing a lullaby.
Oh. Oh my God.
Yeah, like the whole night she sings for the baby, and the
Oh.
baby just cries,
Oh my
and
goodness.
then at some point the baby stops crying.
Oh God.
So we never see the baby. We never like see them shooting anybody. It's just like we just hear the noises and we see her expressions.
Well, that's in a way the aesthetics of of the film as well, right? That
Hmm.
they kind of hint at things, but doesn't really
Right, like even
literally.
at the beginning they only when Farha's inside, like they only show Farha and the bombings outside or like the shooting outside, right? Or the screams.
Right.
They
Exactly.
don't show anything.
Yeah. You hear some voices, and then you hear that smoke because of some bombing, maybe
Yes.
potentially, right? So.
Yeah, and I was wondering, like, so this collaborator is the uncle, right? And then he
Mhm.
basically like comes close to the storage room and then whispers Farha.
Okay. But
And
does
then
Farhan know that it was the uncle who was the
yeah, because
collaborator? Okay.
he lifts her the sack when he comes close. He peeks inside and says Farha, and then
Hmm.
he lifts her his sack,
Oh, okay. So at
and then
some,
he
does
leaves it
Farah
there.
respond to him? Like, does Farah
No,
talk
she
to
doesn't
him?
say anything. She just like steps back, and then he just opens the door, like unlocks the door
Okay. Okay.
without the military knowing, and then just walks away with them.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if her father had sent him. I don't know. It was like so he
Yeah.
kind of he like how did he know that she's locked in there?
Definitely he has met with the father and the father has told him about it for sure.
Yes, and then and then he just opens the door and then leaves.
I was also, when I was watching this, I was thinking like, okay, in that spur of the moment, that's the best the father could think of, right? But
Yeah.
if at some point of time he realized that I'm not gonna make it, who is gonna bring Farah out or save Farah, or she's gonna
Oh, yeah, I
be
know. I guess
impaled,
like he had
right?
these guns. So at the end, what she does, like when she finds a gun,
Hmm.
um, there are no bullets in there. Like so, then she knows that there are bullets, obviously. So she goes through all the bags and then she finds the bullets.
Uh-huh. But
And
all
then
of this
she,
was like sheer luck that she finds things,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Right.
He should
But
have told her, like there's guns in
yeah,
there.
yeah. Like some survival tips, or if this is that was there, some survival tips, because I mean he himself knew there was like dire situation out there, right?
Yeah,
So
I guess he did not,
think through.
maybe they
Maybe
did
he
not
did.
know like
Yeah.
what's gonna
Hmm.
happen.
Yeah. I guess maybe people in that situation, you can think partially, but you can't think through the whole thing, right? So
Right.
actually, but I was
Yeah.
just thinking, like, if she can't come out of that room ever, like, how
Yeah.
will she survive? I mean, is it even worse than being out there and trying out your luck? I don't know. So,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So,
but then at the end, like so her uncle had unlocked the door, but still like she could not open it for some reason. So she had to
hmm.
shoot. Like she gets a gun and then she shoots.
Yeah, because I was thinking the first few scenes of the show that we hear, right? Like he's hammering stuff on the door. So my guess was that he's put some slabs on the door so that
Yep.
it's camouflaged, or it doesn't look
Like
like
it looks like no one's been in there, right?
no one's been in there. It's been sealed for a long time, kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, how would the collaborator open that part, right? Without the
No,
key or
he just
anything.
unlocked it because he had locked the door out from outside as well. So he just
Okay,
unlocked the door. That's it.
okay.
And then he
Maybe
left.
she just
Yeah.
shoot through those barricades and
And
get out.
so she shot through those and then she got out.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, so that's what happens. And then I do want to like, talk about like my friend. She's Palestinian, and I did talk to her about this story, and she said that her grandmother been through similar situation. Like they had to flee at nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
um like in her village, they found out like at nighttime that the Zionist forces are coming, and the village nearby has been like ransacked, and like women were raped.
Mm-hmm.
So the entire family ran from there
Yeah.
at nighttime, and her village is called Lifta, and she said that, like, it's still there. This is like the one of the only villages that still stands in, like, in the hills of Israel, and the houses are still there.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can Google it actually, and like you'll see it there. Lifta, Lifta, Lifta village.
Mm.
And she said, like, my grandmother had the keys, and now my dad has the keys.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh.
So
It's
yeah, so I
very.
mean, for me, it was like a big thing, because like I do want Pakistani like actors to um learn from like the acting from this girl.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Not just that, the technical skills. Like I think the cinematographer, her name is Rachel Aun. I
Rachel
don't.
Owen, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, but what a job she has done, right? She
Amazing.
made us feel like claustrophobic just
Yeah.
by watching it, the film. So it's a remarkable film, and not just about the story, but it's also about the way it's depicted and
Shot,
portrayed
yes,
and
yes.
shot. Yeah. So I
Yeah, and
think
like
that
in the
they deserve.
courtyard outside, and then the initially, like when they're dancing in the Palestinian dresses with the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
So everything is really, like, the whole environment that they've created is really nice.
Yeah, and it's dated as well, right? I mean, you feel like you're back way back
In
in
the back, yeah, like she's
1940s.
wearing dresses and things like that. Yes,
Yeah, you're in
yes.
the 1940s, and it makes sense in the
Yep.
1940s, right? So, yeah.
So yeah, it's a good watch. Do you think it's a must watch?
I think it's a must watch. Why not, right? We have seen stories like this from all over the world. Why not
Mm-hmm.
from Palestine as well, right?
Yeah,
So,
and then I actually like watched another movie,
mhm.
Swimmers, like just like a few days ago. It's really good too.
Okay,
So maybe we can review that one time.
okay. I haven't watched it. I don't know much about it. So,
It's good.
okay, sure, absolutely. All
All
right, so
right,
that's
so yeah, like,
our
go ahead.
wrap for Farha, right, Sana? Any parting words?
Just wanted to ask our viewers, do you want us to review anything else from Netflix that you guys are watching or want to watch? Just let us know in the comments, and inshallah, we will see you later. Do you have anything to add? Subscribe to us or something like that?
Always we want our viewers to subscribe to our channel, to leave their comments and their feedback. Let us know what you want to see. This particular offering was a recommendation by our viewers, so it
Yes,
made us.
and also you can watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, the film itself, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, so yeah, keep them coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Allah Hafiz, guys.